Hi, my name is Carol Davis, author of Changeless Change and host of The Carol Davis Show, found on iTunes. Today I've been thinking about the increasing numbers of mass shootings and the subsequent discussions on what to do, mostly conversations of pros and cons of changing gun laws. Now, I am not qualified to speak to either side of that issue. However, I do know about anger, about rage. I have not felt it for many, many years because I have worked through it. I have found a solution, and I now help others on their journey out of that dark place in their soul. That place so dark, they can't tell anyone for fear of rejection. Although everyone can tell anyways, and they are being rejected because people are afraid of them. That dark place that feels like you need to destroy, to maim, to kill, in order to find a path to the light. I have been there, and I have found my way to the light without shooting anyone. But I know the pain. Because of my personal history, I am overwhelmed with compassion for the shooters, for the killers, for the angry people. I am filled with compassion and love for the person who is so filled with self-loathing, whose entire heart and soul feels so much pain, who is so tortured within that the only solution they can see is to harm others, to kill, to maim, in the hopes that that will ease their own pain. To hurt others for the lifetime of abuse they feel they have received from the world. It may be real, it may be imagined, but the pain is the same, and the pain is real, and no law can take away that pain. As I said, I'm not qualified to speak about what laws we should have or not have on anything. I want to look at and address, what can I do? What can you do? What can we do? What have we not been doing right? In reviewing our own lives, past and present, how are we treating others? How have we treated others? Let's go back to the beginning. When did we learn we could throw people away if we decided, along with our like-minded friends, that they are weird? When did we decide and still accept that it's okay to assassinate the characters of another human being? I do not want to get into politics, okay? But currently there is a man running for office who daily attacks someone's looks and any number of characteristics, saying people are fat, ugly, and other demeaning words. Apparently that's okay. You know what? It's not okay. But apparently it has become acceptable. And then we wonder, why do these shootings continue? I know you're thinking it's different, but it's not. I mean, really? This has been going on for many years, and all the people who attach to or identify with other haters are part of the problem. Hating and violence have become part of our society. And what am I doing to stop that? Is the answer really about making new laws? Maybe there should be laws about how we treat others. How do we treat each other? How do we treat ourselves? When was the last time you participated in hate or violence? When did you throw someone away or laugh at someone or ignore someone or gossip about someone because they were weird or simply different than you or your friends? Then we say, hey, I've been mistreated like that and I haven't killed, so what's up with that? You haven't. Maybe you haven't caused the physical demise of another being. But did you kill their hope? Did you kill their dreams? Did you kill their ambitions? Did you push them further into a hole of despair by your unkind words or actions? I remember grade school through high school. All the way through high school, I was always in school with my cousin, who was and is physically and mentally challenged. He and his friends in the special ed class, as it was called then, were daily called names and laughed at and pushed. And it's so painful for me to remember how his group was teased. And, I can barely talk about it. But I was often there to defend them. But it could not take away the pain. They had to live with that pain. There are many, many troubled people in the world. People who have been bullied and mistreated their entire lives. And no one has ever shown them ways to deal with the pain. I believe that there is a way. And that is what I do. That is what my passion in life and what I've dedicated myself to doing is helping those people in the darkness of their soul find their way out of that darkness into the light without having to cause pain for others. I have watched therapists afraid of people expressing their anger. Here we are sharing anger in the world, sharing violence, giving our kids guns when they're little tiny kids, telling them to practice, bang, bang, you're dead. We allow this. We allow boxing. We allow violent sports. Boxing, I think it's part of the Olympics now, when the sole purpose is to punch, punch, punch until someone passes out. And they say, then they win. They win a trophy. And then we're surprised when we see violence. Hating and violence are part of our society. And what am I doing to stop that? Is the answer really about making new laws? Maybe there should be laws about how we treat others. Now, I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it's really, really important. This is to emphasize our participation in hate or violence and our part in what we're doing. So I am repeating for a reason. When we ignore people, when we gossip about people, what are we saying about people? Are you kidding me? Listen to yourself. Listen to us accepting a politician who's calling people names. I asked one of my clients, what do you think of this guy calling women, demeaning women? Oh, I think people can talk any way they want. Really? Really look at it, separate from gun laws or any law and anything. How are people treating people? Just look at our society and ask yourself, what can I do to make it a softer world? What can I do to make it a kinder world? When someone is angry, when someone is filled with hate and despair, and you cannot throw them away. You can't push them away and bully them and put them into a corner because they're different than you. Let's take this time, stop and take the time to see where we have contributed to a world we live in. Where have we contributed to a world that has become so violent beyond our control? Do you really think taking away the guns, even taking away the guns, would change anything? Now, I know if you might enjoy my weekly podcast where I cover topics such as overcoming anger and living a life of forgiveness. You can check out my website, changelesschange.com, or my iTunes podcast, The Carol Davis Show, where I talk about anger management. Yes, there has to be a change. There must be a change in the world, but it begins with me. Let there be peace in the world, like the song says, but let it begin with me. Let's work together on this. Let's look at how we're acting. Let's be ourselves, the change we want to see in others. Thank you for listening.